want to discuss all of this to answer a really good question I got asked on my TikTok, and that is, if you are currently maintaining your weight on 1500 calories, so they are your maintenance calories, or anything around 1500, 1400, 1600, that kind of number, what should you do next to lose body fat? Because if you try and create a deficit from only 1500 calories, you're going to realize that that's not a lot of food, it's not going to be very fun, and also it's not going to give you room to move when you need to cut calories further, because it's very likely to get to your goal body and to continue losing body fat, you're going to have to continue cutting calories. You're not just going to have to cut them once to get to that goal body. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jodie and I help you change your beliefs so you can change your body, your health, and your life. So I'm going to get right into it, but I want to clarify a few important things to start with. First of all, if you are going through menopause, this video is not for you. Your situation is slightly different, and it might be that you do need to cut calories further than what I would normally recommend, even from the starting point, but not necessarily as well. Like, some of this video will apply to you, but some of it won't. That's why it's better just to watch a video that is more applicable to menopause and your situation. This video is for you if you kind of are in that skinny fat category, or you don't really need to lose weight, maybe like a little bit, 5 kilograms maximum, but you do need to lose body fat still. And lastly, you have to remember there is a science and there's an art to coaching. So I can give you a lot of information, a lot of advice as to what I would do in your situation, but the human body is dynamic, your environment you live in is dynamic, everything is always changing, and there's so many confounding factors when it comes to body composition changes and transforming your body, and you have to take these into account. And following a simple video like this, like, I can't take that into account for you, and it does matter to an extent. So that is why, if you really want help with this, I do recommend reaching out to a one-on-one coach. It doesn't have to be me. It's literally like this, right? I was in Japan recently, as you might have saw if you watched my previous video, and I met up with my cousin on one of the days I was in Tokyo, and I know Tokyo very well. I've been there 7 times now. It was my cousin's first time to Tokyo. He said to me that the best day he had was with me, because he simply could follow where I was going and he didn't have to think about anything. All he had to do was follow it, and then therefore he got to his destinations faster. He could experience more in the day, and we ended up just having a really good day together. But it's the same with having a one-on-one coach, right? They understand all the other contextual factors that I can't bring into this video, and they will help you get to your destination faster and easier, because you don't really have to think about what you're doing, you have to just do it. I want to give you the answers still, so if you do want to give this a go by yourself, that's fine. This is how I would look at it, right? 1500 calories or less, 1600 calories even, isn't a really good place to start a cut from. And you have to remember, if you want to build muscle as well as lose body fat, which is what I recommend for you if you kind of don't need to lose weight, but you do need to lose fat, because that's how you're going to end up getting to that toned, lean body that you probably desire. If you want to do that, then you can lose body fat at maintenance. You don't actually need to create a deficit, because your training and your activity, if you do that right and push the intensity up continuously in your training, then you should create a deficit through that without having to change your food. And the food that you put into your body is going to help give you the energy to increase that intensity, and then change the output in terms of calories expended, and that's how you end up in a deficit and lose body fat even at maintenance. I know that's complicated, but it's how it works. Anyway, but in addition to that, 1500 calories is also not a lot of food. If you've been eating it your whole life, then it might feel like a lot of food, but it's not. Most of you will be able to get your calories up to 2000 and beyond, and end up with a better looking and feeling body. And that's really important as well, right? You want your calories higher, because that's going to allow you to eat more foods to get more nutrients into your body to give your body the actual nutrients it needs. And if you're only eating 1500 calories, that is going to be very hard to do. If you can build your calories up higher and lose body fat throughout the process, or even just gain as much muscle as possible whilst maintaining your body fat levels and not gaining too much weight, a little bit of weight gain is fine for a lot of you. That is going to allow you to continue cutting body fat with more muscle on your body in the future from higher calories. It's going to put you into a good position to go into the deficit in the future. And that's what a lot of you are going to need to do to get to where you actually want to go. So you probably have an ideal image in your head of what you want to look like. And to get there, you probably are going to have to do something differently to just cutting calories to lose weight. So let's say you are maintaining your body on 1500 calories. You're not really doing a lot of activity, or maybe you are doing a lot of cardio activity, but you're not doing any weight training. What I would recommend is, first of all, you have to start weight training and you have to follow a proper program that is strength and hypertrophy based. You do not want it to be cardio based or HIIT based. You don't need that kind of training. You need to focus on building muscle and getting as strong as possible. And to do that, you need a good structured program. So once you've done that, this is how you need to look at things, right? There are 3 metrics that you need to measure and pay attention to. There's actually more, but these are the main ones I would be looking at. So say you start on 1500 calories, right? This is your starting point. When you start training and hitting a step target, your weight should start going down. And your strength in the gym should be going up for a little bit because you'll still have some energy, and because you're new to that stimulus, you should be able to get stronger pretty fast. And you should also notice, this isn't always the case, but you should notice your hunger starting to increase. You might notice waking up hungrier first thing in the morning. You might notice getting hungrier between meals faster, that kind of stuff. If that is the case, then you can add 5 to 10% to that 1500 and start eating that every single day. And then what you will often find, and I know this from working with hundreds of women now, right? And most of my clients do go through that body recomposition process. And this is the basic trend that happens, right? Your weight should stay around the same. If it goes up a tiny bit, that's fine. It might continue dropping in some cases. Your strength should go up. Your hunger should stay high. It might increase further, or you should still be like feeling that hunger in the morning, and you should still be feeling hungry between meals and easily able to get through your food. If that is the case, then after about 4 to 8 weeks, depending on what you feel comfortable with, then you can add another 5 to 10% to whatever that number was there. I should have just calculated, but you can do that. So add another 5 to 10% and start eating that every single day. Your weight might go up a little bit now, and that is okay. It might stay the same. Often because you'll be eating more carbohydrate, your glycogen stores will be fuller, and that will add some water weight to your body, but it's in your liver, it's in your muscles, it's not fat, and it's not like you're gonna notice it. It's just gonna make the scale go up a little bit potentially. Another reason the scale might go up is because sometimes at the start, your rate of muscle gain might be greater than your rate of fat loss. And so even though you might be losing fat very slowly, if you need to build muscle too, that might overtake it at some points in the journey. And so that will impact what you see on the scale. If that stays the same or goes up a little, that is fine. If strength is still going up, and by this stage you should be on a new program, I like to change calories if I do with the new program, right? Usually. Sometimes it has to happen earlier, but generally with a new program, change the calories. With a new program, change the calories. Sometimes that will last for 2 programs. I like to stick to a program for 4 to 6 weeks. That's the sweet spot to continue getting stronger and making progress. So if the strength is still going up, if hunger again is kind of like the same, it might take a bit longer now to get used to that extra food. So maybe you don't feel as hungry, and that is normal, that is okay. Maybe it's still up, that's okay as well. And if that's the case, you can kind of keep increasing calories using this method until you kind of get to a certain point, and that point is going to differ for every single one of you, but generally it's going to be over 2,000 calories for all of you, unless you're really, really short. And yeah, that's what you want, right? You want to build your calories up to 2,000 or beyond, because that is going to allow you to feel better. You're going to be able to eat more. It's going to help you heal any food relationship issues as well. If you have problems binging and restricting, you really need to increase your calories to heal that, I found. And it's going to help you keep getting stronger, and it's going to put you in a good position to then cut in the future, because you have to think about, if you start with a deficit of 20% of 1,500 calories is not a lot of food to eat every day. 20% off 2,500 calories still leaves you with over 2,000 calories to eat every day, and you're going to be losing weight and body fat. I think that's all I wanted to say for this video. Let me know if you have questions. I know it's a little bit confusing. I hope it helps you. If you liked it, please like it. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.